Welcome, everyone.
Hello?
Last time on Beginning of the End, we followed the immediate aftermath of Glint's suicide on the streets of the Foundation. Ogdaki stormed off, and Wither approached the site of his demise and managed to lay hands upon his silvery prosthetic, which was still glowing with heat, and made off with it after the fact. Thessia went back to the tower and started getting things in order there. Met Halkides, met Kefali when she arrived. Xenion returned and described a passing encounter with Other, who had apparently stopped by, seemed to be kind of surveilling the place, and then gave them something to pass on to Thessia. Some sort of, I believe your term, Will, was weird science milk.
Yeah.
That Other had said could be useful as a potential solution to Thessia's problems at the college. And Aurkrys, meanwhile, went home, took a well-deserved victory lap, and talked for a bit with Soteria, who remained safe. There had been no other incursions at the pillar while Aurkrys was out. And they spoke a little bit about Twiceborn, the history of which was sort of one of Soteria's focus areas as she studied Scani history in the course of training to be a scrivener. And I think where we left things, Thessia, you went back to consult Gramp.
Yup.
And are moving towards taking whatever steps you're planning to take to try and resolve that situation at the college between you and Ninarel. And his advice was pretty much, fuck them. That's a whole nest of vipers, and no one is out for you except for you. Between that confrontation approaching and Aurkrys deciding what he wanted his next move to be, other Etria and some of the people who he now has the opportunity to follow up with following Glint's death, we decided, aren't you glad I made it through the intro? I didn't accidentally call him Kiln a single time.
Wow.
Proud of you.
You did it.
See, if you really, really try, your dreams can come true.
Oh.
Wither finally also went back to the White Sanctuary with one of the people who had returned to Thessia's tower, a Ceruli man who was a companion of the one who was killed in a scuffle for the small fox statuette that Wither ended up with. He described its significance as the last remnant of one of his departed friends, and at Wither's request, talked a bit about the history of his people, who once had a city-state of their own that is now lost forever, leaving just a small number of them as wanderers without a home among the city-states of the world. And Wither also, you and Peregrine were going to go and talk to Zoid, who has heard from Peregrine of his interest and potentially yours in learning of the progenitor and his disciples. And that's where we're going to begin.
Ooh, story time.
God raised the earth, sparing the progenitor and his flock from the stolen breath. And God said, "This shall be the land of our covenant. For I am the earth, and you shall abide upon me and within me. My body shall be your haven and your bounty. In your bodies too shall my divine essence quicken. And when your lives end, you shall commend them back to me, that I may bestow some chosen few with life beyond life to see my will done." So quoth the scripture. You and Peregrine are seated opposite Zoiad. It's late evening here at the sanctuary.
Wither is holding the worm in their hands, just palms up the worm there like it is also sitting in its own little seat.
Zoiad's soft voice carries relatively little echo, but even so, it underscores that here in this large chamber, you are almost entirely alone this time of night. Candles sit bobbing on the surface of the small pool here, and the flickering light glints off of all of the sort of mosaic of crystals that are just barely visible under Zoiad's cracked outermost layer of skin. So quoth the scripture, but it is some time into Scani history when scripture begins to intermingle with what we believe to be factual account. And so it is truly not possible to fully untangle the myth from the fact. But it is something of an interest of mine. He smiles. And so if you want my telling, I'm happy to share with you my understanding of the progenitor and his disciples, what we know of them and their works as people.
Glances over to Peregrine briefly and then looks back to Zoiad.
Yeah, Peregrine is seated slightly awkwardly. It looks like he still hasn't quite figured out how to sit comfortably, now missing one of each limb, particularly missing most of one leg. His weight is slightly imbalanced, but he's doing his best to sit quietly and respectfully without fidgeting too much.
I'm gonna give this guy a fidget spinner.
I'm Gen Z! The progenitor and his companions, no doubt you've heard the term his flock, which might indeed refer to a larger group of people who sought refuge alongside them. But if so, their names and numbers are unknown. Regardless, the progenitor and those with him, the 6 disciples at least, wandered the land for some time in search of refuge from the stolen breath. And either they found the plateau upon which Skan would eventually be built, or it was literally raised from the earth for them by God. Either way, when they came to live there, they formed a physical and essential bond with the land. Their
frail flesh took on its characteristics. Characteristics that remain common among the Scani today. It is said the progenitor himself experienced true apotheosis, shed his original form entirely, along with his mortal name. You will never find the progenitor named in any text for just that reason. Some say that his new body was crafted for him by Gaia. Others claim that he in fact became one with them in form. In Scani art, he is often depicted as a towering figure with 4 arms and a many-pronged crown fused to his head. But even this form, some believe to be merely a guise, a form adopted, invented, to be comprehensible to mortal eyes. They posit that the form Gaia bestowed upon him was ineffable, unknowable, an embodiment of divine power beyond reckoning. Something that could not be depicted, could not be sculpted, perhaps even could not be perceived by mortal eyes at all. So they say. But this is one area where you will find that it's difficult to determine the truth from amid, shall we say, artistic interpretation. As for those who traveled with him, however many they may have been in number at the time, it was his 6 closest confidants who were next most blessed by God, those who became known as his disciples. And it is they who appear much more frequently than the progenitor himself as writings move forward in time, and we begin to move from creation myth into history and back again.
He closes his eyes and sort of raises a finger as if to recite from deep, deep memory.
Ud, the many, said to have opened the great well with a wave of his hand. Nago, prism bearer, who split an egg of white diamond and hatched color into the world. Cleaki, the eternal, said to never age a day after her ascension, and to bestow the same gift on those she deemed worthy. Emtu, the One, Ud's brother and rival according to some texts, whose singular mind walked the city in countless bodies. Kishal, twin sire, who brought fertility to Skan's earth and to its people when they were threatened by simultaneous crises of drought and plague. And pale Themix, slayer of countless Stygia, who kept as hunting trophies the evils she ripped from men's hearts.
He clenches a fist on that one. It's clear Zoiad is having a bit of fun right now.
Zoiad, it's 2 a.m. Oopsie.
Yeah, oh. As you listen, Wither, you perceive faintly a very slight nudge, a very slight rustle in the vines that twine around the statue of Gaia here, and
Mm-hmm.
from the tip Sprouts, your good buddy, listening attentively, hanging upside
Kanapulu.
hanging upside down from her palm.
The disciples were the progenitor's hands in leading the people, growing Skan from its humble beginnings, from a band of refugees fleeing the mists into the city-state it became. They were not content to be given positions of leadership solely by their connection to the progenitor, however, and each disciple undertook many great deeds to prove their worth to the people. And the one that brought them all together as a group was to confront the Encheirid.
He kind of thrusts his hands forward and makes little claws, wiggles his fingers a little.
A beastly serpent, so massive its body could come full circle around the plateau. 'Tis said it and its ilk threatened to devour the city. And the disciples banded together to defeat this fabled serpent. Not to slay it, but to tame it. Each disciple claimed one of its spawn as a familiar, they say, and supposedly these immortal serpents lived far beyond the time of their masters, each one mourning their passing before leaving Skan for places unknown, or remaining as a silent guardian of the city, or reverting to their original beastly nature and stalking the city in secret as its enemy once again, depending on whose ending to the story you believe. What do you say? Do you enjoy the tale as much as I do?
We enjoy that you enjoy it.
Good
You
enough.
seem alive. It is interesting. There is many names, many ideas that have echoed.
And they echo still, as I'm sure you saw at the Basilica. The progenitor and his disciples must surely be among the most depicted figures in Skani history, short only to Gaia herself.
He gestures at the statue to your side.
But even so much as names, details of their lives, these are the sorts of tales that largely only occupy the minds of the ecclesiasts. Which I think there's something of a shame in that. Being a religious figure, perhaps a mythological one, doesn't preclude being human. I think it's much more interesting to believe that the progenitor and his disciples were the sorts of people who at one time gossip was traded about them just like any person living now. I, for one, want to know, what was the nature of this supposed rivalry between Ud and M2? Did they slay one another in bloody combat at the ends of their lives? Or were they simply depositing stinging insects into one another's bedspreads at opportune moments? These are the sorts of questions I would like to see answered personally. but not the sort that tend to get covered at sermons, for whatever reason.
Is it because to make them mortal is to make them lesser?
I certainly hope not. Mortality is something that...
Kind of his eyes flick between the two of you, even though he can probably barely see you at this distance.
I suppose the demographic in this particular place is,
What
Is,
is that word?
There are plenty of people under this roof who do not struggle with questions of mortality the way most Scani do. But taken at large, if to be mortal means to be lesser, then, well, that would be a disappointing lot for myself and for many other people in this city, I think. There are oh so few twice-born, and my own personal experience, their mortality is different, but no less present. They may take however long they wish in their lives, their second lives, but they end the same way, just like the rest of us, in time, in the fullness of time. It's one of the reasons I believe they deserve to be remembered, just like those of us in our first lives, and thought of like those in our first lives.
Peregrine?
Yeah.
Are you awake?
Yeah. I got a little thrown off by talking about mortality.
Ah. Well, my apologies for that, my boy. I know it's not something to be discussed glibly. At times when it weighs upon the soul.
Nah, yeah.
We will
Do-
talk of what has been traded for a moment of your mortality. We should tell Zoiet, we believe, about what we found below.
Zoe had kind of straightens his back, folds his hands over his lap, and looks a little more serious.
Ah, yes. Well, you need not, if it is not your choice to do so. You certainly underwent enough of an ordeal already without being pestered with questions. But if you prefer to give voice to it, I am happy to listen.
We say this because we have found echoes in what we have seen, in what you have told. It seems serendipitous. Is this a trouble, Peregrine?
No. I think some questions have to be asked. Honestly, I wasn't sure I even saw it clearly myself, because, well, there was a lot going on. And I was fighting for my life a lot of the time, and even afterward, even if I had seen what I thought I saw, I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure if I should ask. He turns and looks to you.
Always ask, Peregrine. To know is to grow.
When we were running away down there, I'm almost sure for a little bit there, as we were trying to get out of that cave, one of those stone swimmers, those crystalline serpents, it came for you, didn't it? It seemed like it was protecting you.
It did. It did as we have asked.
How could you ask it anything? I mean, I thought they're animals, aren't they?
We have been told as such. But it spoke to us, and we listened and spoke in turn.
Zoe puts a hand to his chin.
Some do say that the stone swimmers of modern times are the descendants of the Encheirid and its brood. Though I've never heard of anyone in my lifetime having any sort of, rapport with one. I've certainly never heard of one being taken as a pet. Not for lack of trying by some of the extremely wealthy types. It obeys you. It understands you.
When tribute is given,
Tribute of what sort?
us, our essence, what remains, what would be blood, but seems to not be.
Peregrine touches the streak of black on his face. Your body? Or it kind of sounds like your soul.
We do not know which. Perhaps it is both. But we found the more that is taken, the more we can hear, the more it can see. That is the nature of our previous wound.
Have you seen it again since then?
No. We have taken heed to your plea.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know if I like the idea of you giving pieces of yourself to... we don't even know what.
It spoke of the progenitor.
You're right. Not yours. There was another one. a bigger one.
Yet, we do not know its nature.
Hmm.
And what do you intend to do with this information? I'm sure most would ask whether this is of moment to your divine purpose, but as someone who considers himself at least partly responsible for your well-being, I'm more interested to hear what you want to do, regardless of whether it has any divine purpose behind it or not.
What we want, we did not receive.
They hold their palms up. They've still been holding the worm this whole time, and they're kind of looking over at Servitor, peeking down from the branch as they're talking ambiently.
All we wanted was to know where we came from and where this came from. And we received neither answer. Below the great well there is darkness and stillness and a tugging, pulling force that tried to tear us from Peregrine. We were unwound and carried deeper by those who call themselves masterless, those who hide their faces.
Turns over to Zoiad.
Those who are twice born.
Hmm.
Iceborn. Below. Far below the city. Living separate from it. This is what you say you encountered.
Yes. They were curious. Studious is the word we believe. They had a system, it would seem, and we were not of that demographic. Now that we know this word, we were deviant in our nature.
Zoiad's eyes very slowly slide from you to Peregrine.
And Peregrine? How did these same people react to you?
They found me after we went down the well. We were separated, and at some point, I think I got pulled out. I was somewhere underground, I didn't know where. And when I woke up, there were people standing over me, standing around me. Those same people wearing masks. And they said that I should come with them, that they could keep me safe and send me home. And I kept telling them we had to go look for you. There was someone else lost down here. They wouldn't listen. And they wouldn't answer any questions. And then I heard you. They were keeping you in there. I don't know what they told you, but they made it sound like I was gonna be a guest or something, not a prisoner, but they lied to me. They lied about you. They didn't want me to know you were there. He looks up at Zoid. Sorry, I know that's a lot of words to not really answer your question. I don't know what they would have done to me. I think they split us up. I guess they wanted to keep us separate so we couldn't work together to escape. I guess they thought I wouldn't be a threat. They didn't have to chain me up or anything. Yeah. Whatever they wanted. I'd never have given it to them. I'm sure it was a matter of time before they turned on me, too. Peregrine is not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Peregrine is not sure, but he does not seem to recognize or is unwilling to entertain the possibility that there was some difference between the two of you in terms of how these people viewed you. Zoe nods deeply. Well, you've not been back down since, I take it. You've not sought these people out again. I must say something, somehow, that surprises me. You are usually so, at times astonishingly direct, when you wish to know the answer to a question.
We lost more than we gained when going to that place. It would not be wise, we believe, to continue being denied again and again. So we have sought other means of learning truths. And we have learned truths from benevolent Zoid this evening.
He
The
smiles
stone
faintly.
swimmer below. The one that appeared with authority spoke of the progenitor's magic. We do not know what this means.
Zoe kind of leans forward, rests an elbow on the side of the pool here.
The progenitor's magic. There's rather little written about the progenitor. Following his ascension, as I said. I'm sure if you scoured the texts, you would find all manner of different accounts of what powers, awesome and terrible, he may have wielded. But I've no idea if any of it is based in truth. His disciples perhaps drew their powers from him, yet each seemed to have their own.
Correct us if we are wrong. But is there not truth in the fact that animals do not lie?
Well, an animal intelligence has no reason for such a contrivance. On the other hand, well, if what you've said is true, it seems that this erstwhile companion of yours is of more than animal intelligence. An animal may be trained to recognize a master, to exhibit qualities that we would call loyalty. But I've never heard of one speaking. I've never heard of one that knows how to barter, to take what they are given, to trade a trick for a treat, perhaps, to trade the substance of one's being for some sort of contract of servitude. A creature capable of that. I couldn't say I could rule out dishonesty as being something it was capable of. If the stone swimmers of now really do trace their roots to the Enchiridian brood, then who's to say whether their nature be base or holy? Still, it does seem as though if you are capable of speaking to such a being, you may have one more possible source of information for those answers you seek. The oldest of Enchirids' brood were supposedly immortal. Who is to say how long a modern stone swimmer lives? How much it might remember? Even
We
if
do
it has...
not know when it is safe to give again.
He looks at Peregrine, who sort of, he makes a gesture as if to fold his arms over his chest and obviously can't, and so in the end just kind of lets his hand rest at his side but clenches his fist very slightly.
A question only you can answer, I suppose. And you're welcome for this time telling stories. I feel I've gotten more than my fair share in return for the stories you've given me. If you do speak to a stone swimmer, I'd be mighty interested to know what sorts of gossip they've picked up over the years. Can they all see us? Do they all know? Are they all that intelligent? Have they merely been masquerading as territorial beasts, pulling the silks over our eyes while chuckling about us down in the dark? Equal parts unsettling and hilarious, in my opinion.
Ugh. He slowly gets up off the cushion, picks up his cane and taps it around until he's confident of his direction.
What say you, Gaia? Any answers? Anything to share about our pet snake? Not tonight, it seems.
Holds the worm up to Servitor.
Servitor kind of flutters down through the air and lands on your hand beside it.
Well then, it's well past time I retired. But please.
He takes your hand carefully, other hand kind of wobbling on the head of the cane.
I hope that you will ask me another question of this nature in future. Old people, we get so much of our daily stimulation from talking about old things back in the day. Well, in the texts it says this, in the scriptures it says that. Why doesn't anyone listen to me anymore? Oh, where's everyone going? They've already left the room, and I didn't even know, 'cause I couldn't see them.
Oh! Makes his way around the side of the stairs.
Thank you for indulging me. Be sure to get your own rest before long. You as well, Peregrine.
Yes, sir. Whoop!
Picks up
top.
Servitor.
That top step's a fucker. It'll get you.
Oh my god!
Grandpa.
Servitor flutters like a little butterfly on your hand, and you perceive a glint of excitement in its expression.
Well, now you know. Gaia forbade me tell you myself, but I have anxiously awaited the time when you would understand the significance of those creatures, the bond that you formed. It's one just the same as the progenitor's disciples. That creature, I believe, is just the same as well. An ancient thing. Reduced to lowly capacities by the ravages of time, perhaps, or boredom. You are the key to unlocking its true abilities and its memory.
But not our memory.
All things in time. Just as you could be the key for it. Perhaps it could be the key for you. Or part of one. See, he's texting you right now.
Not now. Snake, no. Sorry.
I prefer the snake on my Nokia phone.
Very well, Peregrine. We will find things to look into, as Thessia would say.
When you do, just say that you'll let me protect you. I know I'm, well, like this now, but the more I think about it, the more sure I am. Whatever I'm here to do, whatever evil I'm supposed to defeat, I'll find it by sticking with you. And if it threatens you, I want to be your first line of defense.
Very well.
I will get better. I will find a way to overcome this. I'll do it for you.
He plants his crutch in the ground, and you can see, while he's still clearly got many physical motions yet to try and master down a leg and an arm, he has figured out how to execute a perfect bow, and he bows to you in this moment.
He's come so far from that broken thing in the bed. He's got a ways to go yet. But I think you can restore him better than he was before, just like you did with the stone swimmer.
We shall see. He will merely be a different shape.
You shall see, perhaps. But I already know. I've seen what you're capable of. Got a long way yet to go with her. But
We
you've
will
taken another
sleep
step.
now, Peregrine.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the same. Good night, Wither.
Good night.
As he walks away, you can hear him kind of quietly repeating under his breath some of the bullet points of what Zoe had taught you just now.
Going down the spark notes.
Yeah, the names of the disciples, thinking, while looking determinedly ahead. The glowing rings set into his black sclera, burning brighter than ever. Scene end, or is there something else?
Yeah,
you want
scene
to...
end.
Okay,
Scene
all right.
end.
Scene end of the.
Wow.
Oh, lore!
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Okay, so I'm thinking pretty obviously we're going to focus on Aurkrys or Thessia next. I want to quickly check in with you guys, see what we think makes the most sense. So we know, I know from your messages what each of you were thinking of doing, and it sounds like the common thread is that both of you had a reason to want to talk to other, and
Yeah, that would be best if perhaps I went with someone.
Bro, do we just want to, like, get him?
why would you get anyone? Why would you get your friend?
Us when we fucking get you.
So we could start with that if both of you are okay going straight into that. Austin, you had also said you wanted to stop by and apologize to Kishal Hadis for the party kind of descending into chaos at the end there. Is that something that you want to do on screen and before talking to other, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Then
Merely let it be established that that has occurred.
we can do that if we have a particular reason, but why don't it feels like meeting with other is the more likely thing to cause new ideas to spawn or a new direction to happen, so why don't we do that first, just in case that sends us off in somewhere. So where how were each of you planning on getting a hold of this this mysterious young man?
That's a great
Where
question.
might you meet him and under what circumstances?
Huh. Yeah, he does just kind of up here.
We can go find him.
Squeaky.
Can't exactly just go find him.
I mean,
You can't.
the simplest is like my tower. Like he does seem to just like wander around down there, and he might just poke his nose in there. The only problem is that there are so many civilians in the tower now. I am concerned if he would be willing to talk at all. Obviously, we would still have privacy.
Privacy, yes.
As I am in blue.
I love that. That's like the watchword now. Of this.
Because I did give like stern instructions of like, hey, after a certain floor, you're just not allowed past this point.
Yeah, I suppose I'm just worried about being seen there because
that is also the bigger problem.
A lot of people there don't like me, and
weirdly,
I don't want that. I don't want that to extend to you.
You could go down to that fucking drinking hole where you met him earlier.
The brick window.
Yeah, the bricked window. I'm sure he's skulking around there eventually.
Yeah. And if I'm present, if by chance he is the one that's mad at you and hunting, he will not make a move while I'm present.
Right, that's important. I don't know. I don't think he's the one that has been like breaking into my house. But I did steal his victim, and
I mean, I helped.
It's not impossible that is who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Why not? Fuck it.
I guess we could just go to the bricked window.
Yeah, we just go to the bar and hang out.
And if we don't find anything else, fuck it. We'll just chill at a bar and drink.
Chill at a bar.
And the keeper of the bricked window you've established, you have some degree of rapport with, so I'm sure, if you showed up there and like, hey, can you try and get a message to this shady fucking guy that we're trying to see him, he'd probably be able to arrange something before too long.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's make that our scenario then. Let's go. We got you. We're gonna go ahead and de-swing. And where's our boy? Here he's our boy. Roy's our boy.
Yeah, boy!
Woo! Yay, hooray!
Hooray!
let's see. Yeah, why don't we'll start off. We'll put you guys here. I feel like for this location, Aurkrys seems like the person who would arrive first. So we'll cut in here. The two of you each seeking to consult with other for one reason or another. Haha. It's a poem, sort of, not really.
For one reason or something.
Or something. Yeah, for one reason or a different reason. You both make your way back to this little hole ensconced underground. And it is it seems a bit livelier. It seems a little more populated. You get the sense you kind of got your thumb on the pulse of this part of Skan, Aurkrys. You get the sense that some of the people of the Foundation have displaced downward into the upper underground out of fear for their safety after recent events. And so places like this, or if anything, are doing better business than ever.
You're welcome.
There's suddenly a surfeit of people who might either temporarily or permanently not really have a proper home, no estate to be part of, and so are forced to float around here trying to find someone who will give them room and board in exchange for whatever they can do. You've not seen it this lively since the last festival. Thessia, you arrive to see Aurkrys. Aurkrys partaking here at the tavern.
Hello. Fancy seeing you here.
Thessia. Fancier seeing you. Oh.
You all right?
The pain of my wounds has settled down into a dull roar.
I don't know if I can assist with that, but I'd be happy to try.
Oh, there's nothing to be done that medicine cannot. Unfortunately, medicine can do little for the pain, while still being an effective cure for the problems. Nerve
That's why we
damage.
here hope to provide you with the best medicine possible for just such a thing. It's you again.
And you have my gratitude.
You're eating or drinking anything?
Not at the moment. I was curious, is that bricked wall still, or the bricked window still okay that I remedied, or does that need a touch up?
It's doing quite alright, thanks. It's a pretty petty job for a shaper, all things considered.
Still happy to help.
Business seems good.
Yep, lots of new faces in here. Just the level of desperation I like to see, not enough to start fights and stab each other over a trinket or a coin or a drink or a meal, but enough desperation that they'll accept whatever I ask in exchange for a place to stay, 2 meals a day, or just alcohol. You tried Quicksilver?
Kind of tilts her head. I'm not familiar.
That's one of the pleasures of the lower reaches of the city, so I thought perhaps it might not be something your refined palate has come across. It's not a nickname, in case you're wondering.
He takes down a bottle and pours glimmering sheen of liquid mercury into a small cup.
Too much flesh, and this'll just kill you. But you look to me like you'd be fine, and they do say it is the fastest, cheapest ticket to a very fun night.
Let me... Okay, I have no swing right now. I'm gonna go red to physically prepare for this. Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, he slides a small clay cup to you, just about half full.
You try a little swig first. Might want to see just how bad the burning in your throat is before you go any further. I don't want a noble corpse in my establishment. That would just be more trouble than it was worth.
This can prove to be fatal.
Oh, no, it certainly wouldn't be for someone who, well, looks like you do. But there are some people who try it when they're a little more on the line. Not all of us down here look like you. A lot of us still have a good deal of our fleshy parts left. Aurkrys managed to stomach it, but I could tell this big guy was putting on a tough face. I don't think he liked it very much.
He's built of sterner stuff.
I
I'll
can
take
see that now.
I'll take a small sip.
A little sip.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll to do.
Yeah.
Let's get him out here.
You take a small sip of the mercury, and it doesn't hit with a burn. To you, it hits more like a feeling of extreme cool. Like, to put in real world terms, like you just popped a Mentos or like a spearmint gum or whatever, and it's got that very chilling effect in your mouth, even though it's not temperature cold. But as it hits the back of your throat, it does start to burn. It burns in the way if you get like your hands really cold and then come back in where it's warm. As soon as it's like passed down your throat, you kind of have to choke the rest back, and you start to cough a little. Feels like your throat kind of like seizes up just a little before being fine again. And sure enough, it does like it's got a kick, and you immediately it feels like you've just, with that sort of sip and a half, hits you about to what feels to you like one full cup of wine.
Oh.
So you're not like immediately drunk, but you're like, oh wow, yeah, you would get buzzed off this almost nothing.
She gently sets it back down. Apologies, that hit. I knew it was going to be strong, but wow, that hits a lot harder than I anticipated.
It's cheap as hell, too. Don't gotta grow a single grape.
I imagine so. Well, thank you for the trial. That is most intriguing.
Now let me know if you want a cup later on.
I'll think about that.
Sure.
Oh, yeah?
I was gonna say, careful who you share it with, though, because a lot of people are fascinated to try it, especially the occasional traveler. He looks down toward the window here.
Yes.
And, yeah, no, they that will just kill them. Don't do that. No matter how much they beg and plead.
Uh-huh.
Surprisingly, a lot of people don't appreciate the difference between scrawny stomachs and theirs.
The biology is quite different. Her eyes have not drifted away from the traveler. What's he doing?
He is he's there. He's kind of leaned back against the wall on the bench, and he's just he's chatting with this horned man who's wearing actually very little, just kind of a silk shawl on the top of his body that drifts down and just like barely passes over his midriff and lower, and they seem to be kind of hitting it off. Hey, you can occasionally hear like a ah. This is hilarious.
Thessia, like, kind of, probably unintentionally, kind of glares a bit, and turns over to Aurkrys. Are you familiar with that gentleman over there by chance?
No, I don't believe so. Why?
Well, she kind of like looks over at the barkeep and leans over to kind of be a little more hushed because she's like, this should still be a bit private. So, you know that my sibling was training to become a scrivener, correct?
I believe I heard something of the sort.
Well, it turns out they were not. And that was their supposed mentor.
At scrivening?
Yes. And just general education to play the part. My sibling had invited them over to our home as an honored guest to also fulfill the role of convincing my mother that the studies had been going well. In fact, they had met at a flop house.
How scandalous.
Indeed, and I am debating what to do about that, or if anything, considering it's more my sibling's responsibility.
And so what is the, what would you need? Scrivening. That person is a foreigner.
Right, but when it comes to becoming a scrivener, you also need to have some expertise in certain knowledges, and apparently, if it is to be believed, but considering how all this started, I am uncertain, apparently he has an understanding of how the breath moves, which could be interesting and useful.
I agree.
Though I'm...
Shall we make an introduction?
kind of like leans around to look as another person walks in. Mayhaps a different time.
Other kind of slides in the door almost silently, sees the two of you sitting there already in a conversation, and just quietly walks over here, takes a seat. The innkeeper here seems to know his order, slides him something, and he just sits, kind of folds his hands on the counter and looks at you politely as if waiting for you to finish.
I think I need to confirm with my sibling first before I make any moves. I'm not even sure what I would tell him, or what I even want, quite frankly, considering technically he has more dirt on our family than we him.
Well, true enough, but his knowledge on on the movement of the breath could prove valuable for certain.
If he actually has that knowledge.
True. And what better way to discern that than to have an unknown approach him?
Too many learned men these days are mere charlatans.
I think you hit it off with him strictly because he is curious.
Let me think. Would I have been to a place that features men such as these? I imagine that that Scani would probably think they look like babies. They look like big babies because they're still full of skin.
Fleshy.
By men such as these, you mean people without mineral features?
Yes. But they look like big, starving babies.
Oh.
Yeah, adult babies. They're just adults.
Oh.
Let's see. I mean, in your we've been kind of deliberately non-specific about how much of what you say of your travels is bullshit and how much is real.
Mhm.
But like, if assuming you've done any proper actual travel outside the city, and you were
Oh.
away for quite some time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, almost certainly you would have been to at least one or two other city-states where the people look much more akin to just humans as we
Mhm.
understand them. So as far as in the context of Skan, here and there, Skan is not one of the more welcoming city-states for travelers generally, but people don't always have the luxury of choice. The breath has lasted at its high level for an uncommonly long time lately, and so there's been a glut of out of towners who have been stranded here for months now.
Mhm.
And so, given you lead a colorful life, I imagine that you have seen his kind.
Yeah, sure.
Not frequently, but like plenty of times by now.
Would they have been? Does he have the look of a place that I have been? I guess, like based off of ethnic features or garb. Yeah.
I would say you can make a roll for what do I know to do type of thing there, and you can use your kiln bonus, assuming you've got that equipped.
I do. I believe I get a +3. Let me switch to me. Roll to do. No strong stat on this one, just wild. And I get a +3.
Hey.
Not bad.
Okay, let's see, 19.
+3.
+3, right? Yeah. So 22. Okay.
You know even less.
Yeah, just for... I thought that was kind of snippy, reminding me of your modifier.
Person who didn't roll.
Lose 3. Will.
Don't take more from me.
Yeah, retroactively, that was a 6 you rolled before now, so yeah, you died from that.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? This might as well happen. Aurkrys, you could probably narrow it down to a particular region. You've visited, you haven't crossed fully, but you've passed through the outskirts of part of the world that is covered by a vast desert. And there was a city-state around its borders where you observed people with not quite necessarily his features, but a little closer in tone of skin and hair and build, shape of facial features. So perhaps one of the cities of the desert?
Mm-hmm.
But you probably couldn't pin it down more specifically than that.
Okay. I might go greet him with like the hello of his people or something, or who the hello of what I assume to be his language. But I might do that later. In the meantime.
Yeah, do we both just get up and sit next to other?
Well, if you, as you finish your conversation, he picks up his own cup and walks past you and takes a seat here. Hello, friends.
Feeling like when two people reach out to a cat and only one of you gets the cat.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Other, good to see you.
You as well. You asked for me, and so I have come. How can I help you?
Well, I wanted to thank you for your presence the other day and your present from the other day.
I hope you come to find it useful. But I can't truly take credit. I'm conveying it on behalf of your other friend here.
Looks over.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid you might have me at a loss.
Ah. Well, I had my own request of you some days ago, as you know.
I recall. I was going to ask you about that.
Indeed. Well, you were very generous, and I, in the end, don't require all that you gave me. But I thought perhaps it could come in useful to Thessia here. I understand you've got a problem with no easy solution, but this could be the start of one, I thought.
Yes. I am unfortunately not well versed in alchemy or tinctures, so I am unfamiliar with what it does or how to use it appropriately.
Well, I defer to the expert. I'm sure Aurkrys here can fill you in with exactly what he told me.
Oh. Well.
Oh, weird science milk. Yeah, I know this one.
Yes, science milk. Were any modifications made to the tincture?
None whatsoever. I wouldn't presume to think
I
that
see.
I could achieve any superior effect. It's not my area of expertise.
This is a potion of sorts that may muddle the memory of the imbiber. It is difficult to... It cannot be said to target a specific memory, but it would turn off the recording, as it were, while its effects are being used.
So I can't remove...
The person who is under its effect will be fully awake, but they will remember nothing of what they said while under its effects.
So I am unable to...
Or at the very least, little. It will also... It can also slightly hamper the ability to remember hard details for a short time following its effects wearing off.
So it will not remove details or particular memories.
Not in the way that would be not in the way that would be most useful to one who is looking to erase specific memories. I'm afraid threats and money are still the best antidote for that particular issue.
However, even a muddling, uncertain, could be enough to remove the credibility of someone
Certainly
who
better than
claims to
nothing.
have seen something very extraordinary. So I would venture.
I see. I just need to decide how I would use that in my favor.
Well, Thessia, I'm hurt. You went to someone else for
No.
for medical needs?
No. All four hands go up and kind of wave. No. I actually did not request this at all. It was delivered rather suddenly. But appreciated from both of you. Thank you both. She pats both of them on the shoulder with two hands.
A gift, then. Regardless, I do hope you have found it to be suitable for your purposes as well, despite the fact that perhaps I gave you a bit more than you needed.
He takes a drink and sets his cup back down.
I don't have any further need of it. That much is for sure.
Good.
I trust in your expertise.
Good. It is biologically expensive, we should say.
Ah.
Not to suggest I couldn't get more if I wanted, but...
It's a process.
It's a process.
And if I'm not mistaken, each of you had your own reasons for wanting to see me. Can I do something for you, Aurkrys?
I believe so. Though here might not be a good place to discuss.
Oh. Where would you prefer?
Somewhere a bit quieter.
Ah, this place is busier than usual, it's true.
A lot of ears.
Yes. Well, I don't mind. Would you like to come, Thessia? Somewhere quieter?
Sure, I'll tag along for a smidgen, but then I do have other tasks that require my attention.
As do
Sure
I.
you do.
I'll be brief.
Also, Other is a very whispery boy.
Yes,
so-
I should be right up on the fucking mic with this guy. Yes, let's go somewhere quieter so that I, Aram, can speak louder without having to worry about the fictional people overhearing me.
Yeah, I think Thessia is mostly tagging along because after she hears he's like, oh yeah, I didn't need that anymore. She thinks about, the gal that we pulled from there, and she's like, I should stick around just in case this... I don't think Other would make a move, but, I mean, the first time these guys met, he was at knife point from Aurkrys, who went for the stab, so...
I would suggest your tower, but I'm given to understand that's busier than usual as well right now.
It is. The higher floors are off limits,
Ah,
but...
an awful lot of
Still-
stairs to climb, though.
Mhm.
Even still, many stairs, and probably not best I be seen there for some time.
No, probably not.
A shame. We should invest in a back door of some sort.
I have some ideas. But until then,
Then perhaps just a nice, quiet corner of the underground. I'm sure we won't have to walk far to find one.
That will do nicely, I think.
Yeah, you guys make your way out of the bricked window. And assuming neither of you is going for any immediate funny business here, you guys can make your way just a little bit into the dark, away from prying ears. And Eventually, you reach the bank of a little underground stream. Just a tiny bit of ambient background white noise to further reduce any chance of anyone hearing normal conversational volume. And other bends down, looks at his reflection in the water for a bit, and stands back up, folds his hands behind his back.
So, what is it you'd like to speak about?
It is best that Thessia is here anyway. This regards what I consider to be a fairly natural move on our part.
Hmm.
I just haven't heard it brought up yet. When are
Ah.
we going to get rid of Etria?
Oh, wow. Okay. Not that I entirely disagree, but... I mean... Sooner is better than later. Though,
I agree.
Though we would need to ensure we have a pretty solid plan. I mean, honestly, I kind of wish I had known that she was going to be out in the open like that. I had some ideas immediately, but couldn't act on them. Obviously, you also need to make sure the civilians were all right. Because if something did happen to her while she was down there, I am concerned what would have happened.
Yes. That would have not been the place nor the time, I fear. Even though she was out in the open, it's not too many variables to be able to pull it off cleanly, I think.
I must say I'm slightly surprised, Master Aurkrys. I have no trouble understanding why Master Thessia would rather the magistrate were removed. But I was under the impression that you were cultivating some sort of working relationship with her.
It has yielded no fruit, and at this point, I suspect that we would be better served with a completely different magistrate altogether. I have someone in mind.
And you're confident that they could take that seat?
Before, perhaps not. But I believe recent events and the right pushing from the right people might be able to put that person in a good position to take the spot.
Are we allowed to know who you are thinking?
I suggest Kiln from the College of Innocence.
I'd be aware of Kiln, right?
Yes, he was at
that's right, he's at the meeting.
before your tribunal, and you didn't interact directly a ton, but you did a bit, and then he was also at the tribunal as well.
Interesting choice. Especially having someone from the
fine.
college.
Indeed. Having someone from the college pulling double duty, or even if he were to retire from his duties at the college to take on the duties of the magistrate. Either works. He has many connections at the college. And if the college is going to be a larger entity going forward, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. It would also take him out of contention for heading up any significant part of whatever the new college is going to have in terms of its own hierarchy.
I have some reservations about elevating that man. Simply because, from what I have seen, and I won't claim to know him personally, it seems to me that he doesn't have the spine to stand up to the rigors of politics at times. I would feel ambivalent about putting him in that position when he was all too willing to play along readily with your tribunal, was he not?
That's true, though I think a lot of people were quite content to, well, move it along, I suppose.
You are short of friends at the moment.
This is true. Also, you're very quiet.
I'm sorry. You were... Did that come through clearly?
Yeah, I think so well
I
enough.
couldn't hear it.
You were short of friends at that moment.
Indeed.
I believe that in a way, that quality of malleability, a desire to move with the tides, may perhaps prove useful. And I would consider him a personal friend, and so him having, me having his ear would not be... I feel I can convince him fairly easily.
Ah. You think he would be malleable to your suggestions in particular?
Well, I have proven quite helpful to him in the past. He would at the very least take my counsel, which is more than we can say for Etria. Do we have anyone else who might fit the role? I'm open.
Kind of cups her chin and thinks. No one else immediately that... I mean, there are ideas, but are they viable? Right, because we need someone that would be, if suggested, would not be outlandish. Or they need to be someone that is at least partly known.
Following his successful suggestion that led to the death of that led to the death of Glint, I believe he is in a unique position to ride the tide to good fortune.
By chance is Kiln to be presented with some... celebration's the wrong word, but some public accommodation for his due diligence for the city? Because if that is the case, it would get more eyes on him immediately. More people would acknowledge his triumphs, and then if there were to be an incident, he might be top of mind for discussion of taking that seat.
I'm not sure yet. I planned on speaking to him later regarding the possibility of something like that. If that were the case, I would certainly wait until after such celebration took place before I would suggest doing what need be done regarding Etria. Despite that, remind me again, her brother is one of the Dominas.
Domina beneath the sky. Parhelion.
Would he be one of the people responsible for choosing a successor? If something terrible were to happen to his dear sister?
To my understanding, city magistrates occupy a solely civic office, not part of the religious hierarchy formally. But it is certain that the Domina and the Archon would have the lion's share of influence in choosing the new person for that position.
Well, I'm sure a rune touch under the College of Innocence has held the position in the past. It would only make sense. And so there would be some manner of precedent.
Ooh.
Thessia's just thinking. Don't mind me.
Well, I agree that your choice would at least be better than the present occupant of that seat. Is this something you discuss in front of me because you wish to ask for my help in some way?
Well, yes, of course.
That makes me happy. I wasn't sure where I stood with you, Master Aurkrys. I sense a certain degree of reservation.
Well, I certainly did when first we met. As I've told you before, I am a suspicious man, but if you're one of us, you're one of us. I've got no choice but to trust you.
Hmm.
In that case, if I may ask, where is the girl from the tribunal hall?
She's in my home.
Thessia looking back and forth like, oh, we're jumping in. Oh, and we responded that quickly. Okay, cool.
They're playing ball, dude.
Do you want her back?
I love that Thessia icon. Hang on, I'm picking music. Yeah.
Oh, they're on his Zune.
Hold on, I'm scrolling. I've got a nano, so I gotta. The wheel takes
The
forever
wheel.
sometimes. No. Knowing that it's you who has her, for sure, is good enough for now.
You asked me a question rather candidly. I would like to ask one of you.
By all means.
Was it you who broke into my house?
No. Not if this is a remotely recent happening, at any rate.
So you've done it before?
I have not broken in, but when I first became aware of your existence, I did stop by to take a look around. Not within. Merely around to get a sense of the lay of the land, should it ever become useful.
The entrances and exits.
But no.
Very well. With all cards on the table, yes. I broke into your hideout. And I rescued the girl, hoping that she might be able to endear me to Etria. at a certain point.
In that case, what do you intend to do with her now, if you're already plotting Etria's demise?
I have not decided. Perhaps I'll take her on as an apprentice. Maybe I'll kill her. I don't know yet. What was your eventual plans?
Honestly, I wasn't certain. Call it a somewhat impulsive decision.
It's difficult because she was... Well, there's an idea. She's wanted by the city. Perhaps we could use her as bait to get Etria out of hiding.
Ah. She has already left the safety of the upper city once for the exclusive reason of glorying in a bit of vengeance. If she thinks that the Scrivener betrayed her, maybe she'll do it again. Maybe she'll do it even more viciously, since she wasn't able to take the first one alive to gloat.
Maybe so. It's worth considering at the very least. My other question, and I think this will be the last one. How did you do it? When first we met.
How did I do it?
At the tribunal hall. You must have disguised yourself as Soteria somehow.
That is a question that I will not answer, I fear.
But you could do it again.
I would not want to make any promises by answering that question either. But he looks at you for a while, looks back to Thessia, looks back to you. I do wish for you to think of me as a friend, and so if you have suggestions for ways in which similar acts could be pulled off in future to your advantage, I will entertain the suggestion.
I will keep that in mind.
For that matter, Thessia,
Yes.
if such a power were to exist, and if it could be of use to you with your current dilemma, I would entertain that sort of suggestion as well.
To be clear, Thessia, he refers to the ability to change his shape.
Yes, I gathered as much. Your dedication is curious, but I am always appreciative of it.
Hearing that makes me happier than you can know.
I think there's a moment where Thessia like kind of looks over to Aurkrys and then back to Other with the kind of energy of like, I can't fully read this guy. A thought I did have, though, regarding Kim, if he is indeed an individual you would like to have in the seat of Etria, when it comes to choosing who takes that seat next, you mentioned that the Archon and Domina would most likely have the most sway. That makes the most sense. However,
Have some.
have some, but a pretty powerful sway, I'd wager.
As do I.
Indeed. But if we wanted it to be in Kiln's favor, what if we made Kiln a hero twice?
All the better.
If Etria were to meet her demise in some dreadful manner, and Kiln were to find the murderer, I feel as though the Domina would have an emotional reason to go against better judgment and be personally invested in Kiln acquiring such a seat.
Normally, I would agree with you. That monster does not feel a thing.
I see.
You're acquainted with the Domina beneath the sky.
In a manner of speaking.
Yeah, wait a minute, hold on. I actually wasn't aware of that. What?
Anybody who can Zamorado me has no soul.
I've not had the pleasure of meeting him personally, face to face. The only time our paths ever even crossed. Ooh.
Theme of Domino beneath the sky. I put this one in here just for you, Will.
God bless.
The only time our paths ever crossed was at your tribunal. And yet...
And yet?
He plays with reality as if it is a board game.
Kind of tilts her head a bit.
It was he that sent us. It was he that gave us that vision, if you recall.
Difficult to forget, and you're confident in that.
I am certain of it. Etria is a puppet on his strings.
I should mention, now that you bring this up, when we were near the end of the tribunal, there was a moment where I nearly lost my will. It was thrust upon me to vouch for God and Gaia. It took an absurd amount of effort to even get the words out of my mouth to be even close to what I wanted. And then that's when that vision started.
I have little doubt that he was behind such a thing.
I'm uncertain how we are to counteract an individual with capabilities like that.
If you're certain of this, are we not scheming to kill the wrong person? What good is removing the puppet from the strings while the puppet master lives?
Well, we have our own puppets.
Ah. You'd counsel patience, then.
Better our puppets than his. If he's going to play this city like a board game, then we give him his move after we make ours.
It might also be useful to see just how much he can manipulate. Most concerning.
He is not the only person playing on the board.
His little brother has the controller, but it's not plugged in.
And who else is on this board?
Us.
Ah, I suppose it's a bit obvious when you say it.
Well, if what you say is correct, then there are other things I should look into as well.
I hope this meeting has given you much to consider in regards to moves that you might wish to make.
It has.
On behalf of whoever pulls your strings. Unless you fancy yourself a player rather than a piece.
He considers that for a moment. And kind of his head turns down a bit, but he smiles very faintly.
I'm content with where I sit for the moment.
I had a feeling that might be the case.
You must have some desire, though. There must be at least some goal you're reaching towards.
I'm beginning to
The
discover
end.
those sorts of things. I'm beginning these nuts. I can't believe Magistrate Etria died of ligma.
Yeah, he backs up a little, stands by the bank of the little river and gives you a bow there.
I'm beginning to find a purpose of my own. It's quite revelatory. For the moment, just know that I'm happy to be of service.
Gives you a little bow.
She politely bows back, and we appreciate you.
I have no plans to do this at this time, but, Master Aurkrys, would you mind terribly if I called on you at your home in future? Now that we're being fully open with one another, it wouldn't
Of
feel
course.
right to me to simply wander in uninvited.
I appreciate that, especially in light of recent invasions.
Very good. Then I hope to see you again before long. And, Master Thessia, please do let me know if there's anything else I can do.
I'll call on you if I think of anything, but at the moment, I think you've done more than enough.
Ah, very good then. I'll take my leave here.
Politely bows.
He looks up at the ceiling of the cavern, kind of looks around for a bit to get his bearings, and then
Shoots a Batman-style grappling hook, flies off.
he walks away into the darkness, and turns back to look at you both one last time, and so as his outline starts to fade away, you just get one last glimpse of those sort of bluish, purplish irises as they vanish into the dark.
Oh, he turned red.
Since I'm in my emotional state,
Hmm.
like, again, there's really no, like, sense motive or anything like that. Am I at least able to try and decipher what the emotional connection is for him to me? Like, is it truly out of respect? Is it
Adoration? Is it worship?
is it romantic? Like, what is the drive for him to me?
What is your deal?
What is your deal?
Yeah, no, that's, yeah, go ahead and roll to do with your yellow.
Oh!
Oh.
The truth, you fail. No.
I'm gonna need that later. Don't do that.
God, that'd be fun. You've succeeded on my merits too many times. This time I've got to put you back in your place.
Because, like, Thessia's going, this level of dedication for what started out as, like, a random dude is crazy. Not unappreciated, obviously, considering how few allies she does have, but it still makes her a little nervous to lean on him.
Yeah, when you don't understand where that's coming from. Let's see. Well...
And I should be clear with the natural 20, I don't expect, like, here's everything, because it's literally just like, what's your deal?
Yeah, what's your deal, man? I think, I'm trying to think, what's the level of reward I want to give here? I want to give you pretty much what I'd give you for a success, and then a little cherry on top for the 20. Okay. Your gut read of other from just little things like what he does with his eyes and mouth when he's looking at other people or you, what his body language shows, how he speaks to you and how he speaks to others.
He's just like big Womana.
Yeah, no, he's just got a type. No, your sense is that there is what feels like kind of bafflingly to you, given, the kind of random circumstances under which you met and the fact that there's no stated actual connection to you or anyone that you know, per se. Your sense is, despite that, this seems to be a deeply personal matter for him. That he was happy to let you assume, as you sort of initially did, that that he was, like, involving himself in your shit at the behest of some other person who's, like, power brokering and trying to, manipulate you or what, like, that he's like got some angle like that he was happy to let you think that, but that to you doesn't feel like it's the case, actually, now that you've interacted with him more. You get the sense he does have a deeply personal fascination with you. The nature of it, you're not quite sure, but you perceived nothing but sincerity when you said, like, oh, I appreciate the help you've been giving me, and he replied, that makes me happier than you can know. He seems to have one of those, like, demeanors that kind of makes everything he's sound like, ooh, is that a double meaning? Is there,
right.
But, like, no, that actually does seem to have been sincere. Whether it rises to the level of affection of some kind, it's not entirely clear, but it does seem as though he is helping you for reasons that are not mercenary. They are not because of probably your position at the college or in society or in your family. It seems to be that he has a reason to want to help Thessia. Just Thessia. Not Thessia of Baetalus or Master Thessia of the college, just Thessia. And your cherry on top for the 20, I will give you... I'm not going to give you names or descriptions of attributes because that's a Wither exclusive,
Right.
but I will tell you his his red stat is what he's expressing in those moments. His red stat is what links him to you.
I'll put on my
Wither?
I'll put on my crazy cap. Right. Red is the connection to me. If I were to go down the crazy route, red is the body and the blood of Thessia. When Thessia's father died, was there ever a body?
Oh, you weren't kidding.
No, what, right? I'm just like
that is tinfoil hat level.
Because if he's a shapeshifter and he is like solely dedicated to Thessia because she's Thessia, that is like the super tin cap idea.
Mm-hmm. When your father died, was there a body? Yes.
Okay.
Because it was significantly damaged because he was in a collapse.
Yeah.
But yes, they did pull the body of Madrasis Baitalage out of the wreckage after some time. Baitalage. Did I say that?
Yeah.
You did.
Okay. Well, oops.
No, that's
Madrasis Baitalage out of the wreckage.
Yeah.
At some point. And then, yes, his body was, in traditional Scani fashion, interred in the Great Well.
Okay. Yeah, like, I assumed that's the case. Like, that all just makes sense.
A reasonable thing to ask, given the available information.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, and I have no idea what his red stat actually means.
But we have a way of finding out.
We do, technically. It's a little metagamey, but yes, we do technically have a resource to do so.
I mean, the fact that he has a red stat at all, and that information being given to us, like, it invites
True.
Approaching it from a meta perspective.
This is true.
Yeah.
Hang on,
While-
have I ever gotten his blue? Because I know I have his yellow.
No. I believe the yellow is all you've gotten from him.
Right, yeah, because the yellow was a special thing I got from him.
Yes.
Okay.
What was yellow?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Others
The
yellow is...
Silent Observer.
Yeah, Silent Observer. Perception and stealth, ability to remain calm and stone-faced under pressure.
I'm trying to think. Did he turn red?
He turned
When-
yellow for sure. I don't remember exactly when he turned red, though.
I think, if I remember correctly, he turned red when he asked you about the girl.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. If I'm remembering correctly.
So we started late tonight, so I want to check in on how people are doing energy-wise.
I feel okay.
Yeah, I feel okay too.
I am up for whatever, so if you've got a preference.
Okay, well, I guess my first question is, do you now have the information that you're ready to go straight into going back to the college and trying to resolve that situation, or do you want more time to decide on your exact plan?
I guess I could. I guess I know it was explained to me, but like from a mechanical perspective, I'd like to try and understand that science milk better. So it does not alter memory, really. It more just like...
I would think it could make them more susceptible to the altering of a memory, because especially in a moment of like, so if you give them the milk, they'll be affected by it for a little while.
Yeah.
And during that time period where they're being affected by it, afterwards you could sit there and try to fill in blanks, and they'll be like, well, I don't remember, so I mean, your word's as good as anything, you know. But I don't think it's like literal mind control drug where it's like, oh yeah, your favorite memory of your mother gone.
Right. Okay. So you're almost doing Mad Libs with a memory?
A little bit.
Okay.
My own expectation, just based off of what we had talked about before in character, Austin, was that like when you were giving it to other, was that basically if you give this to someone, their recently formed memories, like within a past few days or a week, say, get patchy to like as if they had been like drinking heavily and had periods of missing time or couldn't really recall details very
is that
accurately.
what we said it was?
I
know
thought
what?
that's-
I think that is what we said it was. So yeah. And I don't know why I was thinking that other thing. Oh well. I think you're right though.
Okay.
What you've described, though, it's not entirely dissimilar to that, in that if you wanted to, like, try and trick someone into having, quote-unquote, false memories, you'd probably have to try and, like, be suggestive to them and, kind of, like, convince them of what fills in those holes. But even absent that, it's going to be hard for them to be, like, certain of their memories in that period. So you could plausibly try and drug Ninarel with that and see if you could get her to forget exactly what happened or that it was you or, stuff along those lines.
Yeah. Okay.
As one possible way of approaching that situation.
Yeah.
There's also, if you do want more time to have an exact plan of attack, I know also Wither was going to go and visit Agdaki, and potentially other people could come along if they wanted, and that was another thing we could do.
La la la.
Yeah. Maybe let's hold off Ninarel for next time, just because I also need to figure out where I want to talk to her about it. And things like that. And I think I still want to, like, truly solidify how this thing works. Because I think that'll work better in the engagement where it's like both parties kind of have an understanding of, like, what this thing is supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could practice it.
That's an interesting idea.
We do a practice run.
I figure...
Use it on me. Shit.
Yeah. I figure let's...
I feel like it won't work on you because you're fucking bathed out of your mind half the time.
That's true. We could use it on you instead.
Yeah, I figure let's do Withers because they know exactly what they want to do.
Okay.
And that would work out well.
This episode is a Wither sandwich.
Oh.
Wait, no, it's a Thessia.
Well, no, it'd be a Thessia
Aurkrys
Aurkrys sandwich, yeah.
Damn it.
Wither's
We've
bread.
misunderstood this episode.
All right. Then let me load a little sceneroony here. So Wither, sometime following that night, and following the death of Glint, you decide it's time to go to your other next best source of information, you hope. Name you first encountered in the Foundation weeks ago now, but who's finally come into focus as part of this puzzle you've been piecing together. Agdaki, worker at the pottery shop of Volution in the works. Let me get a little music. And Wither, you make your way back to the estate, and it's busy. Everyone's you see, people are running back and forth carrying pallets of clay. Smoke is rising from several kilns, and product is being moved around in various states of completion. Blobs of clay, formed pots yet to be baked, baked ware yet to be painted, and beautiful finished pottery with its patterns decorated painstakingly. And looking around for Ogdaki, you are directed into a small workshop on sort of the exterior of the estate, near an edge of it, open to the public for people to come and inspect the wares of Master Volution, to see for themselves the craftsmanship on display, to see if it's something they'd be interested in bartering for. And as you step through the doors into the workshop, you see a rather sweaty man, black onyx scales, bent over and reorganizing the pottery on this shelf. As you step through, he looks up and gives you a little nod of acknowledgement. And from the back somewhere, you can hear a sort of noise. You can hear a spinning, and the sound of wood squeaking, and it sort of gets faster and a little more frantic. And then you hear some very quiet, oh, God damn it. Come on. Oh, God! And then you hear a loud clatter and something being overturned in the back. Stone and wood clacking against stone, and the ting-a-ting-a-ting of something metal falling to the floor and being scattered to the side. This man kind of quickly looks up. You all right back there? Yes, I'm fine. There's someone here. Give me a moment. He stacks the last couple things on here. Walks and gives you a little nod. Seems to only now sort of register that you are probably twice-born based on your appearance. Kind of gives you a... He looks to the back, looks to you, just kind of waves a hand. She'll be right with you, I'm sure. Excuse me. Pardon me. Apologies. Thank you. He bows a couple times in kind of random sequence and finally decides, yeah, that's probably good enough, and shuts the door.
I do not like your energy. I'll be back tomorrow. Fix it.
You better work on that attitude, sis. Rope.
Yeah, the counter is mostly bare, but the shop appears to be set up primarily to display all these works, most of which are entirely finished. Even mid-reorganization, it's quite a striking collection of orange hues with black ink, pale sandy pottery with rich dark blues and purples painted on it. These curtains kind of rustle as Ogdaki stoops through. Her head is above the height at which they are strung by default, and she kind of unfurls into this room, stands up at her full height, at which her head is only about 1.5 feet below the ceiling, and walks over, looks at you, registers surprise for a brief moment, and then approaches the counter and leans down on it, resting. Not resting her hands, curiously, just sort of like resting against the side. And her tail idly curls out from under her cloak and kind of slides along the surface of the counter in lieu of a hand. Wow.
I suppose you already knew I was here, so I shouldn't be surprised to see you again. What do you want?
We want answers.
I bet you do.
What do you want?
To be free of the trouble that I can only imagine you're bringing to my and Master Volution's doorstep.
Hmm.
Don't forget, when we spoke the other day, when you came to me, I agreed to give you answers because you said you could save his life.
Word.
Hmm.
No, that was a different guy.
No, that was Bither.
Oh shit, my mistake. Never
We
mind then.
hoped we could more readily do this. There may still be a way, but not in the manner we knew. We would like to tell you about what we can do, so that you may tell us how it can help you.
Well, if you're here to talk business then, I suppose that's fine. Or the tail whips back and grabs one of the legs of this stool, drags it under her, and she sits down heavily. You can see her long, lizard-like legs cross in front of her, taking up a whole bunch of space under the counter, and she gives you a little nod. Tell me then.
It is difficult to put it plainly. So accept that you will become angry if we err.
All right.
In the time we have placed our hands upon reforged objects, we can drink of their essence in a way and keep them with us, safe, secure, still, and empty the vessel.
Is that why? Is that why you were after Desmond and Nemero way back when? You wanted to drink this vessel of theirs? Whatever it was they stole?
No, that was the first time. We would not say it was an accident. It came as naturally as your breathing. We sought them for answers. To know what had become of them. We still do not know.
Neither do I.
Teehee.
It's all too late now, I'm sure. And so you come to me now. What is it you think I can do for you, then? What are these answers you're looking for?
We wish to know what your part in the reforged alteration seems to have been.
I see.
I was led to understand. I guess I'm questioning it now. But I was led to understand that you were looking into the thefts because that magistrate asked you to. Or some priest. You wanted to apprehend the fiendish criminals responsible.
Yes and no. We were only able and allowed to because they asked this of us. We only learned it because of them. But our want is just to know, to understand it, to see how it fits into what we are. As we are an anomaly.
Well, tell me this then. You want to know this. Is this... Do you want to know this? Or is this something God wants you to know?
We do not know the difference yet. If this is God's great purpose for us, she has not deigned to make us feel anything for it.
She considers this.
They will
So
sit there and stare at her until she speaks.
Yeah. She takes a while to decide what she's going to say. And you found glint somehow through this.
Yes.
They reach out and touch this rope that's here and just kind of trace around the shape of it and its little winding path.
Bit by bit, person by person, denial by denial. And now we are here. We do have an inkling that it is a conspiracy meant to trap us in a loop, a contradiction.
If you want to know, because you want to know, not because someone's sent you here, not even God. First of all, I'll say this. I didn't have anything to do with... I never asked Glint to go to the tribunal hall. Never asked him. Never knew he was going to. If he had asked, I would have told him it was a stupid idea. Stupid, unnecessary risk. And you were there with me, you know. I wanted nothing more
to drop down on that lady. Shatter her precious little crystalline head with my tail. But that's not what he would have wanted me to do. So, I've decided... Going to let it go. I don't intend to come after her again. But as for reforged items, yes. You could say I'm collecting them. Is there anything you want so badly to do? Feels like you must have been born for it. And you just can't. Because God didn't see fit to make you that way.
That is all we know.
She kind of nods past you to the display of pottery behind you.
That's what I want.
To make these?
Yeah.
And why are you denied?
She leans back on the stool for a moment. Kind of looks to the door as if to, like, check that there's no one there, even though obviously there's no one there. That it's just the two of you. And she kind of shifts a little on the stool and pulls that apart in the big mantle that drapes over her body and sets her hands on the counter. They are black and shriveled vestigial little things. Scarcely 3 articulated digits. They are thin and they are frail.
Wasn't in a fire or anything. This is just how they are.
I understand.
I have
And
tried.
how is it that you make do instead?
I've tried every day of my life to overcome this. I use my feet. I use my tail. I can just about spin a lump of clay into something with a hole at the top and space inside. That,
She looks past you again.
that art isn't something I can do. Not like this.
Hmm?
Not without someone to help steady these sorry excuses for hands. And that's what I'm going to find.
Amongst your collection?
In barter for it. The College of Life. There's no one in my life who can do that for me. And if there were, I wouldn't have anything of value to trade to the College of Life for their services. The College of Life are not the only people who know how to reforge someone. That's all I'll say.
We have learned of a thing called bartering. You have just mentioned it. If we barter you a secret, will you speak more?
That's a difficult proposition to weigh. A secret's a secret until it's told.
Oh,
How do I know the value of what you'd tell me? I'll tell you now, it'd have to be something extraordinary. There's no world in which I should have told you any of what I've told you already.
this is true. There is great weight and value in your tales. Very well. Come close and we will tell you.
You're a little bitch.
And slips her hands back under her cloak. Gives you a little, like, slightly confused, slightly suspicious side eye. You can tell me. I don't promise to give you the answers you want in exchange. But if you want to try to win me over, I'll listen. She
This
leans
is
her,
fine.
she
We do
leans
not
her
mind
massive
moving the
body.
information.
Well, what's this secret then?
You say the College of Life are not the only ones who know how to reforge. The White Sanctuary is not the only home of Twiceborn.
I know that some live with their families, some live elsewhere in the city, but I get the sense that's not what you're referring to.
No. Deep, deep down. In the depths of Scon. In the belly. Reached only through the mouth of the Great Well. They collect there, like refuse, lost and strewn about.
I see. That is quite a secret. I have to say, I don't know how much use it'll be to me. Though,
I suppose I can think of some people who'd be very interested.
This is something of interest to us. If it is not enough to convince you, that is fine. We have moved the information.
She leans back away from the counter and stands before you again.
So, what happens now? I've told you what I've told you. And as many people as would be interested to know about a secret colony of Twiceborn, I'm well aware there are many more people who would be immediately interested to know what I've just admitted to you.
Hmm.
So what do you intend to do with that secret?
Hmm. We will search and find those people. Learn from them how it is done, or how it is undone. That is the especially interesting part. And then we will go from there.
This person, these people, I don't think they'd be happy to receive you. They prefer to keep these activities anonymous.
This can be done.
Fair warning from me, that's all. But I get the sense that you're going to go looking for them anyway, if I leave it at that. If you really don't intend... If you really don't intend to go running back to that magistrate or the purifiers or whoever else would pay so handsomely to see me burn just like Glint, then I can do one more thing for you, I suppose. It'd make me feel better. A trade. Something in exchange for your silence. And something that maybe, just maybe, will satisfy your curiosity before you run off and get yourself disappeared somehow by going looking for the wrong people. You say you can take the soul from a reforged item. Make it part of yourself somehow?
Yes.
Well, then if it's of interest to you, in exchange for no trouble here, I could give you one. Just one.
Looks around as if it's near them.
Who is it?
Who are you interested in?
All.
It's a bit
All
greedy,
of
don't you
them.
think?
We have been given nothing. We can want a little. Let us think on this a moment.
What kind of person do I want, gang? Oh my god.
Was there anyone in particular that we're still looking for?
Not
I
people
mean-
we know who have been reforged.
Yeah, like beyond the super old one. But
She stoops through the workshop briefly, takes the bar and sets it in front of the door.
pulls out a gun.
I mean, does she have a menu?
Yeah.
Do you have knowledge of them? Names, occupation, wants, desires? Things left undone. Yes, things left undone.
Most of them don't speak that much. Not to me. Not to people they don't recognize. But still, I do have knowledge of most of them, yeah. Something left undone. She stops. Oh. Yes, I think I can manage that. Do you stay at the sanctuary?
Yes. We are not there at all times. As we spend moments searching for God's guidance, fruitlessly, but mostly, yes.
Expect a courier within a day, then.
But hungry now.
She removes the bar and opens the door and looks outside both directions. Now be gone from this place. And it's best you don't come back here, not without a very good reason, and probably not even if you have one.
We will find you other places.
And they leave. Don't break the rules, just bend them. Catch her at the corner store.
Ducky, need more chips.
More chips, please. The illegal chips you stole that everyone wants back, give them to me.
Give.
We know you put salt and vinegar on them. That's our favorite.
Oh my god, it so fucking is.
Love salt and vinegar. I love when my food hurts me.
When you feel your mouth peeling for 3 days after, love it. Dies for it.
All right, well then I think we may as well go ahead and wrap up there.
Cool
Yeah.
beans.
Mm.
Oh boy, say goodbye to chat, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Toodles.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
And the
beginning
of the end.
Whoa!
No.
I've got Oz and Will here.
Hey,
Hi.
And
We've
Hope you-
got Austin in puppet form.
yeah.
Hello, it's
He
me.
doesn't speak though.
No.
He's
oh,
purely
oh
visual
shit.
comedy.
Who the hell's that puppet?
Uh-oh.
Ignore me.
Don't listen to him. Put scrimp on your hand. Wow, there's a throwback.
That is a
Wow.
long one.
Oh, buddy boy. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. And I know we have some fanart to look at. So let me grab that. There's also an imager lovingly made for us by Pupcat Dude.
Yeah, I just threw it in the side chat if you need it.
Merci, merci.
Okay, let me grab good old Firefox scene. Oh, okay, no. It should be okay. I just realized I turned hardware acceleration off earlier. I think it's fine. I think it's... Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see if this dies for some reason, but it looks okay on my OBS. So, first off, from Mally, they submitted this in advance of the episode. Wither in your garden, what will they do?
This is.
Yeah, I love the
So
color
bright.
contrast, and I love how the little purple shrub next to them is awesomely rendered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very frilly.
Yeah. Looks soft.
And the purple against the yellow and orange. This is a delight. Thank you so much, Mally.
Yeah.
From Purdy Poof, some Aurkrys art. Some art of various people. I didn't get this before when I was looking at it, that this is Aurkrys in the I had to do it to him pose and outfit.
I was like, is this Aurkrys working at Best Buy? What's going on?
We also got a peregrine, and we got privacy.
Privacy. Cup of tea and whatnot. So funny. Yeah, this was the start of, I guess I say privacy.
I guess I say privacy.
I
Yeah.
have to say this now.
When I'm
evil. You have to be proper when you're evil.
God.
From Zankton. If I stick with you, I'm sure I'll find the evil I'm looking for. Oh, Peregrine, how are you?
Oh, Peregrine, how are you?
Enjoying your privacy? Thank you very much, Zankton. I love that. From Bite Risk. Girding your loins to take a single shot. Gotta lock it.
I love how round your art style is.
Yeah,
so
it's
soft
it's
and
so
cute.
lovely. And the lines are almost the same, but if you flip between these, you can see the eyebrows get really intense.
Super cute. Thank you so much.
Excellent, thank you, Bite Risk. And from Pupcat Dude, this is like if there was a crossover between Beginning of the End and Spirit of the Century.
Spirit of the Century.
Yeah.
He.
New thrills, new shocks, new
terror!
We're gonna
Beginning of the end. I almost would have expected. Yeah.
I like the idea of these two screaming, and you think it's for Servitor, but instead it's just like, what's that behind you? It's eating that woman!
Oh my god!
Servitor, turn around.
Huh? I don't understand. What is there to see? Ah! Ah!
Haha, funny.
Funny. Almost expected to see the Servitor eyes plastered onto Godzilla there. It's not Godzilla, but you know, the Manstro.
The creature.
It's the boys.
La Creatura.
Lovely, lovely,
I
lovely.
have a bug bite on my toe?
I have one on the back of my neck, like dead in the middle.
Wacky. And that's, let me just double check. I think that's yeah. Some really great stuff this week. Thank you very much, everyone who submitted fan art. It means a lot to me to see it. And
So lovely.
I plugged it at the beginning, but just real quick, in case anyone here hasn't seen it, here's a link to the Patreon that's got all the episodes, all the bonus content. This episode will be up on there tomorrow. It's going to go up on the Stabbiness YouTube as well. And yeah, we'll be back next week with another new episode that I think is gonna leave you on a very fun little place for a like 1 week break, because I'm about to move. So we'll broadcast next week, probably be off for a week, and then we'll be back. So look forward to it. And thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. But for now, we'll bid you all a good beginning and a good end. Say goodbye to chat, everyone.
Yeah, toodles.
Bye.